Well, Al, I love dogs. I'm an absolute idiot. I know you don't like that word value. God damn it.
Well, everyone has different. Look, I thought Snell was going to pitch better. We did hit the under. I did say I had my favorite play was the
True.
total, but yeah, you were right. I was wrong on the side. I never would have gone against Snell in that situation.
So what's really compelling now is like, what I was going to ask you, what's the stats now of the Dodgers winning 2 games?
30%.
Wow. I mean, it could happen, obviously.
30% chance. It will happen 3 out of 10.
But, uh, right. So you can't really, right. There's really that. I mean, that's because basically, if you're Toronto, you are not acting like this is over for sure, right?
If it was 9 out of 10, it wouldn't be over either. There's still 1 out of 10 chance. It's not over till it's over.
It's not over till it's over, right? It's interesting. So I'm looking here at the Don Best screen. I'm assuming the line, it's only 40 cents. 40 cents.
On the road, that's where it should be.
I love it. I always try to get you to like say it's overvalued, undervalued. And you're like, no, this is where it should be.
I mean, I like the Dodgers.
So let's talk. Let's talk about Mitch Wilson for a second. So Mitch Wilson, Costy's in the background. Who did Mitch Wilson hate the most?
The Dodgers.
Gausman. No,
Oh,
Gausman.
Gausman. Oh, well, he hated taking the Dodgers on the money line. Is what he hated.
And he hated Didn't he hate Costy? Didn't he have
Yeah, he didn't like Gausman.
And then I look up and I see Yamamoto against Gausman. That doesn't fare well for Gausman tomorrow. See, it opened up at 40. Oh, so somebody texts me today and they say, I just purchased the trial offer of the Don Best screen. It says 66% of the public money I do is on Yamamoto. 95%. I'm looking at it. 95% is on under 7.5.
And if
Sure,
you
I
believe
load
that,
up on
I've
the
got a
under.
bridge. If you believe that, I've got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you.
So I've asked you this before. We get new viewers every day. Where does that number come from?
You see that all the time on the Don Best screen where it says 95%, usually when there hasn't been any action taken on the game.
Ah.
It's nothing's 95%. I mean, but you see that all the time on the Don Best screen. You never see it say 94, 93, 92, 96. It's always exactly 95. I don't know what it means. I wouldn't give a shit about it anyway. I wouldn't give a shit that it says the public is 66% because, again, who cares?
You know what? I'm just laughing because I just clicked on today. We're doing this video at 5:24 for guys that have reference East. I just click on the NHL hockey. You ready? 95%, 95%, 95%, 95%,
I tried to tell you.
I never even realized that. I
Yep.
never realized that.
But apart from all of that, if you actually care what these sports books or not sports books, these odd screens report as what the public is on. And we talked about it so many times, but maybe someone's watching for the first time. Number one, there are thousands of sports books. Who cares what one sports book's clientele has? Number two, who cares what any sports book's clientele has? You're not going to make money betting against the public because the public hits 50%. So if you hit 50%, guess what? You lose as well. And yeah, that's basically my take on it.
There you go, guys. 443-637-6047. Eric at Pickdawgz.com. Reach out to me to get access to the All Access, as we talked about on Tales from the Ticket. You're actually on Tales from the Ticket, honestly, Al, every single week, even if you're not on it, because we spend a good portion of the show talking about you and talking about the All Access. So you're there with us, even if you're not with us. And as I broke it down today on the show, the 120 units versus the 507. And what I did say is, with the 507 versus the 107 comes bigger increased variance. When you're winning, you're going to win more. And when you're losing, you're going to lose more.
As we saw yesterday.
And that's just how the ball bounces. And you just got to, in order to win more, you got to be willing to lose more. At least that's that's how it works in my world.
Yeah, yesterday was not fun. We won the baseball. We were 0-4 in basketball. And
Shall we
The
talk about
one,
Portland? No, we won't talk.
no, I'm not in the mood. I'm really not. I don't mind. I mean, I've been doing this for 47 years. Wins and losses, come and go. I don't really care all that much. I mean, it's all part of it. But when you're, you know, the way that one lost just hit me hard, because I had looked away. I was watching the baseball game. I assumed it was a win. You're up 14 points with 6 minutes left. You're like, okay, that's done. I'll take, a 2-3 day, and then I literally looked like an hour later. I was like, what the fuck? So
I don't
I was,
remember that happening to me on the other side, but what I will say is this: I'll quote what I said on Tales from the Ticket today. Al was 379 and 279. That doesn't mean he won 379 in a row and lost. Like, there were streaks to get that net 100 games. Like, you got to ride it out, because we would love to just not know. We would love to know which 279 not to bet and which 379 to bet.
yeah, I got a text from a longtime client today, and he said, something to the effect of, he was surprised I was having a lot of football plays this weekend. Well, I mean, why wouldn't I? I usually have a lot of football plays. And I just replied, I don't change a darn thing. And then he said something to the effect of, well, he knows a lot of sharps that when things aren't going well, they'll reduce their plays and, until things, resume. And my response to that was, who the hell knows when you're going to get cold or when you're going to get hot? Like, if we all knew that, you would never get cold to begin with. You just wouldn't release those plays.
Like I said, just cross out the 279 losses and just go 379 and 0. Like,
I mean,
easy.
it's just, it is what it is. Like, you're going to have a lot of bad weeks, bad months. Just have to, keep chugging along and do what you do, and, cross your fingers that the worm turns. But like, when it turns, who has, you have no idea.
Like you said, it's all about processing the database back to ESPN. But I do want to know, since I didn't take Toronto, what are you going to take in this complimentary selection?
I'm taking the Dodgers. I mean, I would have taken the Dodgers, yesterday as well. So shoot me.
Okay, so
You
now,
know,
if the Dodgers
I
win,
mean,
you were talking about 30%. They're going to all yell at me in the comments for cutting you off. So if the Dodgers win, so you're saying now it's 50-50 on Game 7, or is it still different? It just goes back
no, no,
further?
no, 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 no. I mean, look, we're Game 7. Look at the pitching matchup: Max Scherzer against Glasnow. Although, of course, everyone's going to be available in a Game 7. You're not going to hold anyone back, and you never know how many. But I mean, at least from the starting point, the Dodgers are going to have an advantage. We still, I think, I imagine Springer's back in the lineup on Friday. I don't imagine that they'll hold him out, but that's an issue as well for Toronto's lineup. Whether or not Springer's going to be in the starting lineup or whether he'll just be used as a pinch hitter. Yamamoto's been brilliant in his 4 postseason starts, 3-1 with a 1.57 ERA. I mean, the Dodgers, are the best team. Let's not make any mistake about that. Toronto's a great team, but I mean, if you look at the run differential for the regular season, and go compare Toronto's run differential to teams like the Brewers, the Cubs, the Phillies, and the Dodgers. I mean, Toronto's well behind, those 4 teams. Yes, they were the best team in the American League, but you can easily make the argument that the 4 best teams in baseball were all National League teams.
So what you're basically saying is
Well, I'm just saying, look,
Toronto better win that game. That 6, the better even.
I'm not saying look. I'm saying, like, if my life depends on it, I'm taking the Dodgers minus $1.45.
There you go.
But I think you and I were talking the other day, like, this is baseball. It's not the NBA. In the NBA, which team is going to win, right? Maybe it takes 4 games, 5 games, or 6 games, or 7, but that the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to win the title because they're the best team. Like the chalk wins in the NBA. In baseball, the best team doesn't always win.
Right.
So, can Toronto, win tomorrow? Absolutely. So, just like they won yesterday against Snell. I mean, anything can happen. But I mean, if I'm putting my money on it, I'm going to take Yamamoto minus $1.45.
There you go, guys. Take
But it will not
Yamamoto.
be, but it's not a premium play.
Nope.
You know.
There you go, guys. Roll with it. November 1st will be here before you blink. And since we're doing this video for Friday, I got one thing to say. Happy Halloween, everybody. And as always, good day and good luck.